When I was sleeping at my sister's house, my brother-in-law came into my bedroom in the middle of the night and got physical with me, then claimed he did no such thing the next day, and I'm not sure if I should tell my sister or family because of how unhinged the whole thing was. I, 22F, have been staying at my sister's, 27F, house lately. She lives 4 hours away, and I've been staying with her these last few nights. She lives with her husband, 28M, of 4 years. I have a very good relationship with her, but her husband and I are not close at all. He's always very standoffish, and we never talk to each other. I've probably exchanged 5 words with him in the last 4 years. We tend to stay out of each other's way. This is especially bad considering the fact we see each other a lot. We're a tight-knit family, so my sister, parents, and I are always around each other. At first, I thought this was simply his character, so I didn't take it personally. Then I realized that he's actually quite warm and welcoming towards other people. He's all smiles and jokes when it comes to others, but he's never been nice to me. It's clear that he just doesn't like me. I don't know what I did to him to deserve this, but I've accepted it and honestly don't care. He was good to me on one occasion though. One day I was swimming at the beach and scraped my arm against some sharp rocks. The wound wasn't terribly painful, but he used a first aid kit to treat it, and I felt a lot better. But this still didn't change our relationship. Anyway, my sister is well aware of the fact her husband and I are practically strangers to each other. Whenever I bring this up, mostly in a lighthearted way, she gets very irritated though. Now that I got that out of the way, I'll explain the issue. Last night I fell asleep at around 2 a.m. A short while later, I was awoken by the feeling of somebody being on top of me. I opened my eyes, and it was him. The room was dark, but I could see him thanks to the moonlight. I was very sleepy and confused and asked him what he was doing. He was staring at me and looked very sad and teary-eyed. He looked so sad that I thought someone had died, and it freaked me out. He started touching my face and then put his hands on my throat. At this point, I tried to get him off me, but I couldn't. He lightly slapped my face to make me stop and then started choking me slightly. It wasn't a strong choke, but definitely enough for me to feel some pressure. After a few seconds, his grip tightened, and he leaned over like he was about to kiss me. He didn't, though, and instead looked at me with a sad expression for an uncomfortably long time. I literally told him, "Get the FCK off me or I'm gonna scream." He sighed and got off me. I locked my door and fell asleep soon. I was feeling more confused and shocked than scared. He seemed very emotional, and I'm struggling to understand what that was about. This morning my sister was out jogging, and I found him in the kitchen. I asked him about last night, and he claims that he doesn't remember a thing because he was drunk. Maybe he was drunk, but I know that he remembers what happened. I told him that he was lying, and he got angry. When I brought up the fact he choked me, he said that I shouldn't make up stories like that and make my sister jealous because that's her favorite, TMI. I told him to never touch me again, and my sister came back just as I was leaving. A few minutes later, I heard them arguing, and I could tell it was about me. My sister hasn't spoken to me since, and I have the nagging feeling that she will tell me to leave. Update 3 days later. I was at a local cafe when my sister called me and asked me where I was. We spoke for a bit, and she came to me after a short while. When she arrived, I started off by asking her if her husband used to sleepwalk when he was younger. I didn't want to jump into the topic straight away. She said that he used to do it, but it doesn't happen that often anymore. He only sleepwalked once since they've been together. I started explaining to her what happened, and she was absolutely furious. She asked me why I didn't wake her up and said that it was very dangerous. She went back to her house and insisted that I go with her to confront her husband. The whole time, she was going absolutely crazy, yelling and cursing around the place and frantically going through drawers. When he came later that evening, she verbally attacked him, and he swore that he doesn't remember anything at all because he was drunk. She asked him if he took any substances lately, and he started beating around the bush. She threw a bunch of prescription drugs on the table and asked him to explain. He said that he only uses them when stressed, and she got mad and asked him why he's suddenly stressed when I visit them. They started yelling at each other, and she said that she thought they were over this. She thought she could finally trust him. He confessed that he took some drugs, I can't remember the names, and that he doesn't remember coming into my bedroom or doing anything to me. He insisted that he would never, ever hurt me and has no reason to lie about something as serious as this. I said that when I told him to get off me, he responded, so that would mean he was awake and conscious. After hesitating, he admitted that he dreamt that he was choking me, and I started crying, so he stopped. In real life, I wasn't crying, though, I was just trying to get him off me and kicked him. He stated that he didn't hear me speak at all. He asked my sister, if he wasn't being truthful, why would he tell her that he had a dream about me and admit something of that nature, since that would surely add fuel to the fire. They were arguing, and my sister suddenly mentioned that she heard someone going to the bathroom at night and asked who it was. I said it wasn't me, but I heard him go after he left my bedroom. According to her, he was gone for an unusually long time, and he said that he doesn't even remember that. He brought up the fact that he used to do that when sleepwalking as a kid and didn't know he still does it. He turned to me and apologized for what he did and said that he had no clue he was capable of doing that. My sister was very upset about the situation and started screaming at him. She said that he was a disgusting and obsessed pervert and still hadn't changed after all these years. That she tried everything to make it work and became the perfect wife to keep him happy. She said a lot of stuff that was extremely awkward for me personally and completely changed my view on him. I've never seen her so furious and distraught. I know none of this is my fault, but I feel like I messed everything up. It just sucks being in this position. Long story short, they're separating now. She packed her stuff as well and told him that she would be staying at our parents' place for a while. She's not really speaking to me as well, so that's that. When they were arguing, she said that she started to hate me because of his insane obsession with me and that it made her sick. She said that he's never been so pathetic and that it's only because of me that she's starting to see his true colors. She was yelling that he has a disgusting fixation on me and that he's such a loser that he needs drugs to deal with his emotions. He denied everything, of course, and she said, "Don't lie to me, I know about the SHT you have saved on your computer, etc. I just assumed they are pics of me." She said that she was stuck in a marriage with a person who was obsessed with someone else. It's weird to hear this because he literally treated me like a stranger all these years. For example, she said that he would never write a letter dedicated to her, but he did so for me. She complained that he's cold towards her and asked what other messed up things he's hiding. I found that very unsettling, but she basically yelled at him and said that she also knows about the drawings he hides from her. I'm not really sure what she meant by that. I think my sister knows it's not my fault, but she's acting as though I knew about the fact he's secretly attracted to me. I had no idea because he was mostly distancing himself from me. At one point, she straight up said that he hasn't touched her since I came and that she's disgusted by the way he keeps rejecting her advances. It was quite messed up. That would explain a lot of her actions towards me over the last few years. I always felt like she was competing with me ever since she married him, and I never understood why. I thought that he clearly doesn't like me anyway, so why would she even see me as a threat? I guess it makes sense now.